Good morning and welcome back to Coffee Talk. Hey, we are joined this morning by a Fredonia resident, Bayley McDonald. Fredonia just has so much going on all the time. Good morning, Bayley.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good. Now, I know we're here to talk about Little League, but before we get into that, I would like to talk to you about the first concert on the field.
Yes.
How did that go?
I am still sore.
Still, sir? That was like a week ago,
I know.
Bayley.
I'm still feeling the aftermath. It went over amazing. I mean, as flawlessly as I think we could have had our first trial run be. It was that. I think our biggest problem was we didn't have enough fryers for the French fries, so people had to wait on French fries. And we had one kid throw up in the slide, but than that, I think overall it was a success, a huge success, especially even for the weather, because the weather was not supposed to hold up for us. So I think that kind of threw some people off, not sure if we were going to have it or not, but overall I think I want to say at one point in time there was probably 1,500 people there.
Wow.
And we sold all of our food, and I think me and Michelle haven't came up with a exact number yet, but I'm looking like it was somewhere between $2,500, $3,000 that we ended up making. So that was a big win for us. We were super blown away by just the community. There was people that showed up to help us work that I didn't even know was coming. I mean, we just had people showing up out of the woodworks to help us, which I don't know. It was amazing. I mean, I don't even know. It couldn't have gone any better, I don't think, for the first one. You're going to run into your issues, and figuring out how to put everybody in their jobs, but everybody worked together, and I think it was a flawless event. I mean, riding shotgun was amazing. Jacob Johnson was amazing. The food turned out to be good. Nikki Baker cooked everything. And, we raised some money, and we're already plotting for the fall one and thinking it's just crazy what happens. I'm just glad that it went well, I was expecting a lot of problems, because we had never done it before. We didn't know what to expect, but it was just – I didn't have to do much of anything. I got to really just walk around and talk to people and, communicate and see everybody. And, it was a good time. It was a really good time.
1,500, that's a big crowd for just,
it was a huge,
for the first time.
Oh, yeah. But, and it was crazy because I saw people from Lyon County. There was a bunch of people from Princeton. There was people from Marion. So it wasn't just, Fredonia that came out. We had, we tried to promote it the best we could for the first one. We started probably, 2 months ago was the first time I guess we came on here and talked about it. So I think that helped out a lot. I think the weather kind of messed with us on our number. But 1,500, I mean, I say it was a God thing because we only ordered like 1,000 sandwiches. So it worked out,
Everybody got to eat.
Everybody got to eat, and we had some ribeyes left over, so we got to give everybody that helped. They got to eat for free, so that was nice. And, we ended up with a bunch of donations, and overall, we learned a whole lot. We're going to buy a couple more deep fryers. Mm-hmm. And we need to somehow figure out a way to get a third window up in our concession stand. We run into that problem almost with every event that we have. We're probably thinking about just starting to run things out of the barbecue pit just because of the line. But, I mean, for the first one, I think it was a hit. And a lot of people, I've gotten a lot of feedback, excited for the next one and just so grateful that, we're doing things as a community again. So, I mean, it was fun. It was fun. We're teaming up with Fredonia Valley Bank for the fall one, so that'll probably make it a lot bigger. We talked about doing maybe doing like a soup chili cook-off for the fall one, doing something a little bit different. I don't know. I don't know what the fall one will turn into, but we're excited to. I think we'll have double numbers at it for sure. But overall, it was a hit. I think it was a win.
Yeah. That is a big deal. You're going to be like, I had Harold Riley and Tori Hammond in here I don't know if it was like everybody just kind of goes together. So I don't know if it was last week before. I don't remember when they were in here, but they were talking about Summer Jam coming up, and or SummerSlam, excuse me. And they said that 10 years ago, you know, it was, they didn't even know if they were going to have a stage. It was like just a little kind of thing. And now they're trying to find room, and they're bringing in all these big names. And so I could see that happening for Fredonia. 10 years from now, you're going to be having to talk to Tori and Carol.
It's going to, I can see it, you know, I can, and that field is so big. There's a lot of opportunity to, you know, make it a big thing, which is, you know, I'm the type of person, I'm going all the way or I'm not going at all. I got to go all in or not at all. And so when I think about it, what I want it to be is I want to charge admission at the gate. Before you even get in, I want to have, you know, big names, you know, a true concert, you know, and it'll get there, but it has to grow. But for the, you know, the first one, I mean, I walked around. I was blown away. It was probably 6:30, 6:45, and there was people there. I mean, like, there was a lot of people there, and they were still rolling in at 7:15, and I just looked at, you know, Michelle and Presley and all them, and I was like, oh, my gosh, there's people here. Like, I was blown away, and it was such a weird thing because when and this is a funny part about it, I had to go to Sam's Club, and I picked up all the drinks and the buns and all that stuff, and for the whole time we were planning this, I was like, I don't know if 1,000 sandwiches is going to be enough. I don't know if this is going to be enough food. You know what I mean? I'm stressing about what if we sell out of food in 15 minutes, or I just didn't know what to expect. And me and my husband went to Sam's Club, and I picked up 1,200 cans of soda. And I guess the visual just threw me off, you know what I mean? Because as I picked up these 1,200 cans of Coke, I was like, Cody, what if nobody comes to this thing? So it turned into what if nobody comes? What if everybody comes? Like, I was just, by the end of the week, I was just stressed out about what's going to happen. And then all these people showed up, and it was just, it blew my mind that people came, you know what I mean? But they were bound to come. I guess that's just the doubt in you as a person, you know what I mean? Like, it was such a good time, and everybody seemed really pleased. I mean, I think, you know, and we've said this before, Fredonia they're just this group of people, this tight-knit people, and they just want to, like, be in community together. You know what I mean? And all you have to do is provide. But I feel like that's with every community. I feel like that's something that, you know, people don't do anymore. They don't get together and have these things and stay close. And what's your niece or your kids into keeping up with everybody? You know what I mean? Everything's so based on, you know, the internet and social media, and nobody gets together anymore. So that was probably the main reason behind it. You know, we want to raise money. You know, there's a lot of things in Fredonia that need to be done, which was the main reason we did it. You know, we have to have money to do things, but we just want to keep that small town feel alive, I guess, would be our main priority. And I think if anybody was there that night, it was there. You could feel it in the air. You know what I mean? It was amazing. It was such a good time. We're already plotting for the fall, so we can't hang out. I think we took I didn't talk to Michelle for like 24 hours. We were like, we're gonna relax, and then we started talking about the fall one and what are we gonna do here, and what about if we did this, and you know, we love doing it. So we're excited to do the next one. You know. See what it turns into.
Now, did you grow up in Fredonia?
I did. I was raised there my whole life. My grandmother lives right beside the ballpark, so I spent majority of my summer and majority of my life at that ballpark. I grew up playing summer ball down there until I met my husband, my now husband. I guess it's been 6 or 7 years now. We moved in together, and we moved to Marion. And then when we were looking for a house, we couldn't find one in Fredonia because, you know, that's where I wanted to be. But it just didn't work out that way. So I live in Marion now, but I grew up there my whole life, probably the whole time living there. And so it's real special to my heart. I just want my kid to have the same experience, or somewhat. You know, you can't give them exactly the same, but I can get pretty close to what I want it to be like. And not just for my kid, but there's a lot of families in Fredonia or from Fredonia that are my age, around my age, that have kids my age, or my son's age, not my age, but that, want the same thing that I want. And, it just takes leaders to step up and get it out there. You know what I mean? And this is right up my alley. So, and I didn't know it was right up my alley till it started to be up my alley. And I don't know. It's just something different about Fredonia. It's just that feel that you get,
Right. Yeah. The small town. And Fredonia is a population of how many?
Oh, not a lot.
Yeah, no,
not a lot.
Not a lot.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure what the number is now. I couldn't even guess, but it's not very many. But people still come back there. You know what I mean? You've still got your base of, your older generation that still lives there. There's a lot of older people that won't give up property or give up it, but, everybody comes back. There's a lot, you got to spread out, but everybody comes back. So that's good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, for such a small place, it is a big entity.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
And and it's so funny for, the last 3 or 4 years, we've really started trying to do things, when it gets warm. That ball field and that park and like that area right there has so much to offer. You just have to utilize it. And there's so many things that can go on. And now that we start lining it up and looking at the schedule, we've really added, a lot of things that happen down there. And we've got this committee. We've got this, it's called the Fredonia Activities Committee, and we're working on becoming, an actual group that meet and because we're getting to a point where we've got to get really organized and what's going on each weekend, what we got, because there's a lot going on. We've got church league softball, we've got t-ball and baseball 2 nights a week. We're going to have Thunder in the Valley. We've got softball tournaments going on. We've talked about one of our big projects that'll probably go on in the fall is we want to turn that t-ball field into a dual t-ball field and a wiffle ball field like they've got up here, and do a lot of work in that, and maybe be able to hold some wiffle ball tournaments down there, or even, get involved with, the one up here and see what we can do. Wiffle ball's a big thing, and we have that t-ball field, and it's the right size. Your t-ball field and your wiffle ball field is very similar in build and measurement, so you can use it for both. We've talked about that'll probably be our big fall project that we've got, so we can do that next spring. I've been talking to a couple of people about making a true softball league, adult softball league, where maybe we travel, come play in Princeton some, Tulu some. That's a big thing that'll have to get tackled and really thought about. But movie nights, we've talked about doing like a Fredonia's Got Talent. That's come up here recently, so I think that's a good idea. It's just the list is starting to build and build and build, and ideas keep coming in. So we really want to get a true committee of people together. That's in the works, where we have meetings and have minutes and have president and all the things.
Let me guess who the president's going to be.
Well, I don't know. Me and Michelle will have to go back and back for that. Who knows? We might just give it to Jimmy Don and say, here. me and Michelle do a lot. Me and Michelle and Jimmy Don and Presley. It's mostly us. I've been in contact with a few of people that I think would be a good fit. I gotta, you gotta drag them in. You know what I mean? You gotta plant that seed, and you lead by example. You know what I mean? And it's. I think it's turning into. It's fun to watch it, manifest and grow, and I'm just excited for the things to come. Maybe in 3 or 4 more years, I think my vision, is going to be big. We like to have a lot. I'd like to have something going on, every weekend, every other weekend. If the weather's nice, you got to be doing stuff. You got to, we talked about glow-in-the-dark egg hunts next spring. We're already planning for next year. So it's fun to think about. It's fun to, and maybe we can do some big. I'd like to do some big projects, you know. The riding club, they need a bathroom. They need I want to call it a bath house, because they have big events over there. I'm not in that world so much as Michelle is, you know. That's not my area, but I know that they have big events and people spend the night there in like their horse trailers and like their, you know, all that stuff. And one of our big things is we want to build a bathhouse out there, because all they have is porta potties, and that can only work for so long, especially when it's growing and expanding and all the things. And we want to put a true bathroom at the park. So those are two big things that are coming up, that we want to do. That's, you know, our next, after we get our ballpark back in shape, that's our next project. But we want to be able, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be done in the town, you know, like the Historical Society. They are located in the Legion building. They don't even have their own place, and I would love to be able to give them their own, you know, because Fredonia doesn't have like I want to call it a museum, but a historical place to go to find out the history of the town, and like just a spot for all of that. I would love to be able to give them that building, however, whenever that works out. But there's a lot that needs to happen. We have to start somewhere.
Right, absolutely.
We got a long list of things.
Sure. I actually just had Linda Bennett in here the other day to talk about the Fredonia Historic Society.
Yeah.
Or I don't think that's how it was worded, but but to talk about that, yes.
Right. In that Legion building, it's only so big, you know what I mean? And here we are moving in, you know what I mean, and adding our stuff to it, because, you know, the activities committee, we don't have a spot either. Eventually, I'd like for us to have a spot, you know.
It's the Fredonia Valley Heritage Society.
Yeah.
That's what they call
there it is. Yeah. We got to work it out. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of ideas. So when we get organized and have, you know, a lot of people have ideas, and I've heard, you know, a lot of ideas from a lot of people, and I'm like, well, you hold on to that, and when we get our committee together, you better just come on with it, you know. Mm-hmm. I'm down for just...
Now, didn't Unity Baptist in Fredonia, didn't they just recently add a big space?
I'm not sure what they did. They've got some kind of like, I want to say it's like a therapy kind of.
Well, they do have, New Beginnings is
New
there.
Beginnings, that's what it's called.
For some reason, though, I thought there was they didn't add that for that, but she is out of there.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking there was some space there to utilize.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. That probably, but I haven't heard anything. I just haven't heard that.
Okay.
I'm sure it's there.
I might be misinformed.
Yeah, I don't know.
For some reason in my head, I was thinking there was some space there that possibly could work out for something.
Yeah. There's a few there's a few different spots in town that we've thought about. You know, there's like some houses that aren't, you know, used that you could remodel and turn into, you know, meeting places, and I've thought about that. There's a few like on the main road that would work out, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay, and that I may be just starting a rumor today.
Yeah,
so, you know.
I'm sure there is. I just, you know, I haven't heard.
All right. Well, so we got off topic, which is great.
That's okay.
Though I mean that's fine, because you know all that stuff needs.
We can talk about Fredonia all day.
That's right. That's right. But you are here to talk about Little League today, so let's do a little bit of conversation about Little League.
We can talk a little bit about Little League. This will be the second summer that we are doing this. So last year was the first year, and I had talked about doing it for probably 3 years before that, but like I said earlier, I had my son last September, so he's going up on 2. And I had told Cody last year, right after he was born, I said, I have got to get this together because I want him to play T-ball in Fredonia. That was my reasoning. I was like, if nobody else is going to do this, then I'm going to have to do this. And this was the first thing that I really did that's turned into what I do now, you know. It's funny to watch it manifest. And I said, Cody, you know, I've got to do this. I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. But I'm going to put it on Facebook, see if anybody would be interested. I went to the Lions Club meeting, and I said, I want to have T-ball. What do I need to do? Do you guys need anything from me? And they were super, I don't know if you know anybody from the Lions Legion, but they're just like the sweetest guys ever. They're just, they'll let you do whatever you need. You know, they're all for it. And they've been really good about everything that we've got going on. And they said, you know, just do it. Just go for it, whatever you need. You just tell us what the plan is. And I said, okay, that's all I needed. So I put it on Facebook. Anybody be interested in coming down here and playing T-ball? And I ended up with 54 kids last summer, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've got 54 children under the age of 6.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot to me.
Holy moly. Holy moly. And I was, you know, for the first year, we didn't have a lot of coaches. So it was really just like herding cats for 2 hours twice a week. But we had so much fun. I mean, it was so much fun, not even just for the kids, but like I would catch myself just laughing at these kids. They would just play in the dirt and they loved it. They had the best time, and the moms got all the cute pictures. And I mean, it just turned out to be this great time. So this year, I had sign-ups at the concert on the field, and I ended up with I'm at 14 or 15 T-ball kids already, so that's enough for 2 teams. I'm expecting double numbers. That's what I'm preparing for, at least 100. So yeah, I'm going to have sign-ups. I guess back to the point. T-ball is going to run from ages 4 to 6, and so that'll be 4 to 6. Baseball, I'm going to try to do a Little League co-ed baseball this year. It'll probably be coach pitch, maybe a pitching machine. It just depends on what the group of kids looks like. I want to keep it laid back. I don't want it to be, I mean, everybody wants it to be, you want to be a little competitive, but, you know, the Fredonia feel is laid back. You know, we just want kids to come down and have a good time and play ball like it used to be. I mean, no, I coach travel volleyball for 10 years now. I get that whole world, but that world is not for everybody. And there's kids that don't want to play travel ball or don't want to be really competitive. They just want to have a good time. So that's more of what this feel is. So I'm going to try. We're working on a baseball league. They'll be from 7 to 10, co-ed, girls and boys. I'm having sign-ups every Sunday this month, so it'll be the 12th, the 19th, and the 26th, and it'll be from 2 to 4 p.m. down at Buddy Rogers Park in Fredonia. So it'll be every Sunday this month, and I need everybody's forms in before the end of the month. I've got them. There's T-ball forms at Copper Top, at Fredonia Valley Bank, at Coondogin, Fagan's, Ackridge's, at all the big businesses in Fredonia. You can pick them up there. I've got a few with me. I can leave here if that's possible. If people are in Princeton hearing this, they can swing by here and pick up a sign-up form. And it's got my address on it, so if I can't get with you or you can't make the sign-ups or whatever, you can just mail it to me. Our season will start the 3rd week of June. It's going to be 7 weeks. And you're going to play Tuesday and Thursday nights. The games will start at 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Hopefully I can have an 8 o'clock game for baseball. That's what I'm planning for. And then we'll have our big parade the weekend of the summer festival. Michelle always puts that on. So we put a float in it last year, and we plan on putting a float in it this year. And that was probably the funnest day, watching the kids on the float. I mean, they act like celebrities, but they are. I mean, they truly feel like celebrities, and they're just so funny to watch. And it's a huge deal, and it is a huge deal. You know what I mean? And then they'll play on the summer festival day, which will be August 10th or 11th. I'm not sure what the date is. That's that first Saturday in August, and they'll play that morning, and then we'll pass out trophies that day. It'll be about 7 weeks. 2 nights a week, you know, and your T-ball game, it runs 45, 50 minutes, so it's not super hectic, but it's a good time, and it's a different feel, and I beat that like a dead horse, but Fredonia has a different feel. It's a whole different kind of world. It's a small town. You get that feel with it, and it's so much fun. It's just so much fun. So, yeah, we're T-ball sign-ups every Sunday, 2 to 4 in May. Come down and get your kids signed up. 4 to 6-year-olds and 7 to 10-year-olds for baseball. Co-ed for both. Athletic Center is getting our shirts together. I'm really excited about the design. They did a really good job with it. It's going to be really cute. And then I've actually hooked up with a guy named Aaron McKinney. He's from Fredonia. His kids played last year. He just started doing some metal work, and we've been communicating back and forth. And I think we're going to do something different this year for the trophies. Not so much your basic trophy that you're going to get every single year. They're all the same. There's only so many choices for a T-ball trophy, and you can probably imagine what it's going to look like. So I was like, let's do something different. Let's do something cool. So I'm really excited to find out what he comes up with. So we'll do something a little bit different this year for that. But overall, it's just about being in community together and everybody coming down to the ballpark and hanging out. And, again, all that extra T-ball money, we usually do really well. Oh, $30 a kid. I forgot that part. $30 a kid. If you've got siblings, each sibling's going to be $20 after your first sibling. And if you get a form and you want your kid to be on, so-and-so's buddy is on this team, just write on the form that you want your kid to be on that kid's team, and we'll do our best to divvy out the best way we know how.
Okay.
But yeah.
T-ball signups then, 2 to 4, first one Mother's Day. Where is it at again?
It is at Buddy Rogers Park at the Legion building. We'll be there all afternoon. If the weather's nice, my softball team that I've got in one of our tournaments will probably be out there hitting around. So if I'm not sitting in the building, I'm on the field probably. Just holler at me and drop it off or whatever. Every Sunday.
Every Sunday in May, and first game is?
Third week of June. I don't know what that date is. We'll have a little bit of time. I think it's like the week of the 16th, 17th, 18th.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
If we have any questions along the way, who are we going to call?
You're going to call me. It'll be Bayley McDonald, and you can find me on Facebook. My cell phone number is also on Facebook, so or just send me a message. I'm all forms of media you can reach me on.
All right. Okay, that's Bayley McDonald-Fredonia Little League signups every Sunday this month. Head over to the Buddy Rogers Park in Fredonia and get your kids signed up for T-ball.
Yep.
Thanks, Bayley, for coming in this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, so Coffee Talk will continue in just a minute. I got to go get some things set up. I got to get me a video here because, it is my last pet of the week. And he's, or she, I can't tell from here, is quite a cutie. Look, little big energetic thing out there. All right, so we'll be right back with Coffee Talk.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents and Doug.
If I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up.
Did someone just say, if I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up? Ma'am, what if my partner, this wild emu, and I told you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need?
I'd say sign me up for Liberty Mutual. And also, your emu is eating my tire.
Limu! No. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer. State laws apply.
The Home Depot is not your garden variety garden center. Not with the largest assortment of regionally selected live goods and landscape products. Like big quart-size Rio Dipladenia at a special buy, 3 for just $12 in red, pink, or even raspberry. You can't pick better flowers for Mother's Day or a better price. Today's the day for doing, starting with a stop at the Garden Center of the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Selection varies by store, continental U.S. only.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Your Friday forecast looks more like spring with cloudy skies today and a high of 62. There's a 20% chance of showers moving into the forecast overnight with an overnight low getting down to 54. As we head into the Mother's Day weekend, there is a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms before the afternoon tomorrow with a high of 66. Showers and thunderstorms overnight tomorrow night, low getting down to 53. And Mother's Day Sunday, there is a 20% chance of showers in the morning, then mostly cloudy with a high of 66.
Again, for today, cloudy and cool with a high of 62.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Wallace Towing.
Ahoy, mates! They're swabbing the decks at Cat and Jim's, getting ready for a great season. Cat and Jim's will be open Friday, May 10th through the 12th, and then again May 17th through the 19th, and then full-time open on May 24th. Make sure you enjoy the beautiful atmosphere at Lake Barkley Marina and Cat and Jim's Grill. Delicious burgers, fresh caught Georgia coastal shrimp, your favorite beverage, including beer and wine, ice cream, and yes, Cat and Jim's is pet friendly. Take the whole crew to Cat and Jim's at Lake Barkley Marina.
Life is filled with moments. Moments we share with those we love, worry about, and strive to protect the most. At Woodman Life, we provide life insurance and retirement products to help protect you and your family so that you can enjoy all the moments to come.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha.
It's here now. The all-new 2019 Silverado from Chevrolet with the steely-eyed front end that will surely grab your attention. Space, comfort, and convenience, all found in its accommodating interior with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi makes communicating simple. The new Silverado is mostly steel, unlike Ford, who went with aluminum for better fuel mileage. The Silverado gets you 22 mpg on highway and